Thank you for clicking on the video. Before we get into the list, a couple of cool things I wanted to share. Firstly, Hellsplit Arena, quietly announced on Steam. Lots of cool updates, such as an updated arena mode, a new campaign called Labyrinth, a sandbox mode, better enemies, and much more. Plus, it's coming to MetaQuest 2, MetaQuest 3, and PSVR 2, including all the previous and new upcoming content. As someone who's been playing and featuring this game for years, I'm super happy this is happening. The MetaQuest version is currently stated to be coming end of 2024, and the PSVR 2 version around the middle of 2025. If you've never experienced this game or even seen it, it's a fantastic physics-based combat experience, and to see it coming to two of my other favourite platforms is great news. Ghost of Tabor teased a Bunker Cat update. For those of you feeling lonely sorting out your money and loadouts between matches, you'll soon have a furry cute buddy to keep you company, and now I've firmly got my eyes on their socials, awaiting a bit more news on when this is going to be happening.
This is the trade. Here we will walk you through.
Contractors Showdown will be beta testing Solos mode coming this weekend, and I'm all for it. Solos is my favourite way to play Battle Royale games, and since this is my absolutely favourite first person shooter right now, I can't wait to jump back in. A couple of days ago I made a list featuring my top 10 best online first person shooters, and I'll leave a link to that in this video description and on the end slate of the video. So now, on to my current most anticipated VR games, starting with Batman Arkham Shadows, which is currently exclusively coming to MetaQuest 3. Last week I mentioned one of the foes you'll be up against will be the Rat Catcher. Upon closer inspection to the trailer though, it looks to be featuring Harley Quinn and the Riddler. Now these developers were the guys who made Iron Man VR, which to me still stands as the best superhero VR game we've ever had. So I've got very high hopes for when this drops later this year. Next is Deep Silver and Vertigo's take on Metro Awakening VR. This is now easily one of my most anticipated first-person shooters coming this year. It's a new story in the Metro series, which I'm really pleased about because I've completed all the other games, and I've always wanted a proper VR experience set in this world. The game is set in the year 2028, and you are part of the survivors of a nuclear war who live in the subways underneath Moscow. You play a character called Serdar, who has to brave the darkness of the metro, avoid deadly radiation and the masses of mutant threats in search of some medication to save your wife. I really can't wait to find out more about this game. Now I think it's safe to say that Behemoth from Skydance may be one of the top most anticipated VR games in this list for everyone watching. I'm sure you're fully aware these are the creators of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and it's hard not to get excited about the possibilities of how Behemoth will actually play. Because at the moment all we've got is this pre-rendered trailer, and it looks to have some elements from the legendary Shadow of the Colossus, which is one of my favourite games of all time, but it looks to have a bigger emphasis on combat and survival. You must take on the role of a diseased wanderer and overcome dangerous environments, deadly warriors and towering behemoths. I can't wait to get my hands on this one, and I've got a feeling something will be coming soon.
Do not yield.
Very little is known about Alien Rogue Incursion, apart from it's being developed by Survios. It's been in development for over 2 years in Unreal Engine, and it will be a single-player action horror game, and is coming to all VR platforms in holiday 2024. Now, some of us have been lucky to play Alien Isolation in VR, and even without true 6-off controls, it's a brilliant experience. Let's hope we find out more soon. XL Games, the developers behind Zombieland, are developing Zombie Army VR for Rebellion, who are famous for the Sniper Elite franchise. In case you missed the original announcement, it's coming to all platforms. The game features player progression, authentic World War II weapons, 2-player co-op, which I personally am a little bit disappointed to hear because I imagined it would actually have 4-player co-op similar to the flat screen versions, but hopefully cross-platform support will be included, but I can't find that information currently. The latest trailer does make this game look very cool, and I can't wait to find out more soon.
I'm sorry I failed you.
Something evil. Father, I'm here. I'm trapped. Please let me out.
Mudrunner, which is a hugely popular drive-in work sim, is now coming to VR, currently exclusive to the MetaQuest platform, and from this trailer it's looking absolutely awesome. The new version of Mudrunner features a brand new adventure for those of you who've already played the flat screen version, along with immersive vehicles, missions, maps and game physics. We don't currently have a release date, but I'm actually really looking forward to this one. Let me know if you are too down in the comments. Ultimate Swing Golf is coming this week from the makers of the series Hot Shots Golf and Everybody's Golf, which was one of my favourite games back on the PSP, PS Vita and PSVR. This is currently another MetaQuest exclusive, but I do have high hopes it ends up in the hands of PCVR and PSVR2 users at some point in the future. I will be dropping my full review later this week. Now, Arken Age is a VR action game set in the Biochasm, a terraformed fantasy world created by the Grand Arborist. This is from the developer behind Shadow Legend, and it will have you engaging in full physics combat using Arcanite-infused swords and guns, and a free-to-explore densely filled environment under siege by the Hyperion's neural corruption. Coming to PCVR and PSVR2, the developer confirmed the game will feature eye tracking with dynamic foveated rendering, meaning we can expect some great visuals on PSVR2. Now, Wanderer VR is easily one of the best puzzle adventure games I played a couple of years ago on PSVR and PCVR, but now it's being remastered for PCVR, PSVR2 and Quest. Unfortunately, it's been delayed, but I'm always on the side of developers who want to take the time to make the game the best it can be for the consumer. And this version of Wanderer is looking absolutely stunning.
A time-bending watch. Unfortunately, you've also inherited a rather hefty burden. Essentially, you have to save the entire human race. That old chestnut.
Aces of Thunder is coming exclusively to PSVR 2 from the developers of War Thunder, which can be played natively on PCVR with a HOTAS controller, and it's an absolutely fantastic experience. And after playing that on PCVR, my hype levels for this are pretty much top level. War Thunder was one of the most detailed, realistic and fun World War II based air combat games I've ever played. There's been mentioning of upcoming DLC on their Twitter page, which makes me wonder if the game will follow the Steam model of being free with in-game purchases, which would be very welcoming, but to be honest, I'm not expecting that. There's still no release date currently, but I'm certain it's happening in 2024. Now, the amazing looking Gunman Contracts started life as a mod in Half-Life Alyx and soon caught the attention of everyone who wanted a more exciting and realistic first-person shooter. Now Gunman Contracts is coming as a standalone title with a complete single-player campaign. And it's not just going to be a straightforward shooter, there will be secondary objectives such as saving hostages, for example. If you haven't seen any gameplay of this incredible looking game, my friend Mike from the VR Oasis dropped a video and I'll leave that in this video description. That's all I've got time for today, but thank you for watching. Please remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more VR content, and I'll see you down in the comments.